Shai DeLuca-Tamasi, who joins me now. Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, especially because we're in a place where people eat, and those places make me happy.
Yeah.
So some people can have the whole eat-in kitchen, but some choose to have a nook. So
a nook.
What would a nook be? Would that just be when you don't have the space for the whole table and everything?
Well, exactly. So, that's one of the questions that I always get. What's the difference between an eating kitchen and a breakfast nook? So a breakfast nook has a little bit of a more country connotation to it. It's something very warm, very rustic, where an eating kitchen is basically what we think of in the city as to be a table in the kitchen. But essentially, they're the same thing, just smaller. So the breakfast nook's going to be a little bit smaller.
Okay.
So let's start off with what I wanted to do was show what most people consider a breakfast nook or eating kitchen to be, and then take those tips and kind of translate them into a more contemporary space, into a very small space. So I went to Barrymore Furniture, which is one of my favorite go-to places for the really eclectic looks that they have there.
So luxe.
Isn't it beautiful? So we started off with the Benjamin Moore Violet Mist, and what I like about this color is it's a gray undertone, but it has a very, very small, almost a very subtle pink in it, which is beautiful because it plays off these beautiful soft pink tufted chairs. I absolutely love these.
Yeah, these are
gorgeous. And the tip that I like to give with a breakfast nook is, you know me, I am not a morning person, you are. I am horrible in the morning. So it should be something that makes you happy. It should be a color that makes ensues joy. And I really think that this soft pastel palette really does that.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? And I paired it with, and this is a side table from Barrymore. So I love the juxtaposition of the really kind of modern look of the table and the really traditional look of the chairs. It's a really nice balance. The gold, which is really cool, and the warm fabrics, which really balance each other out nicely.
It's also like a piece of art.
It is a piece of art, and that's the other thing. It's
gorgeous.
And that's a good point, Tracy, because when you take everything off of your table, think about what your table looks like with nothing on it. And this is great. It's a beautiful piece of art. It's small enough. You can have dinner or, breakfast on it, but it is a piece of art when it's standalone. It's a beautiful piece. We've backed it with this great mirrored piece here, which really gives depth to the space. And I really like this. This is actually a buffet, but putting this against a wall, having added storage in here for plates or for whatever it is that you need, your wines and your mimosa materials and things that you need, right? You can put that in there, and that's perfect for that. And we've backed it also with this beautiful piece of artwork here. And thank you to Sheridan for this gorgeous, gorgeous orchid. I really think an orchid planted like this with some smaller plants really gives the space a finished look that otherwise it wouldn't have.
It does. It's lovely. So let's take this idea and translate it into a different kind of space.
Exactly. So, breakfast nooks tend to be, people think, very traditional. What about if you live in a contemporary space? The thing about a breakfast nook is we're taking furniture and bringing it into the kitchen, but most condos now across the country are so small, they really don't have the space in the kitchen. So let's bring now the kitchen into our living area.
Smart.
So went to EQ3, found this fabulous, we don't have the back color wall like we have there. We do have the bookcase here, and I love having a bookcase behind a sofa or behind a love seat. It just really gives great depth to the space. EQ3 provided us with this fabulous teal colored, almost like a very vibrant teal color sofa here with this additional piece here that can move in and out. And what I like about this table from Barrymore is, so it's coffee table height, but because we're actually eating in, it has a lever underneath. I gotta find it. There it is.
Oh, you can go
and
up.
it actually comes up to dining height.
That's smart.
Isn't that fantastic?
And it's a beautiful piece, because mostly you think of pieces like this, they would look a little bit more industrial.
Exactly. So this has that little bit of a traditional feel to it. And if you notice, again, that kind of eclectic feel of the really kind of mod look with the more traditional piece, and then balancing it with this fun fabric on the chair, really it all comes together quite nicely.
Very cool. Perfect size as well for condos, isn't it?
Exactly. And what I like about this additional ottoman is you can always pull this in for when you need additional seating, or flip it around when the table's down and use it as an actual chaise. Cool. Great.
Now, if you really don't have a lot of space,
teeny tiny space,
you can still have your nook.
You could. So let's pull up the picture, and we actually dressed this before the show. So this is 2 tub chairs, Art Deco tub chairs. They're fantastic, and what I like about an Art Deco tub chair like that with an open back is it's very airy. So in a small space, that's going to be great. And then the tip here is to ground it with a big, beautiful plant behind from Sheridan Nurseries also. Those 2 tables in the front are stools. And I've actually repurposed them, and we're using them as additional tables. So you can pull them up to where you need to be, pull them away when you don't need them, put them together for more people, for more dining, or for more things that need to be placed on it. It's perfect for that very, very small condo or very, very small home.
Absolutely. Way more classy than the TV dinners I had.
Right? And that tray, and that tray that goes in front. Remember the fold-out trays?
Beautiful.